Hey gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey. And are new car prices just too dang high for you? Let me introduce you to the 2022 Kia Rio, one of the cheapest new cars on the market today. And this one, as it sits, is under $18,000 with one of the best warranties in the business. In this video, I'm going to take you on a quick tour of this cheap little sedan and show you why you may want to check out the Kia Rio. Starting under the hood of this beast, you get a 1.6 liter four-cylinder, making 120 horsepower and 112 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a, well, Kia calls it an intelligent variable transmission, but we all know it is a CVT. As continuously variable transmissions go, this one is not the worst and doesn't give you that rubber bandy effect. And really, you're not buying this vehicle for anything other than cheapness, practicality, and fuel economy, of which it does very well with over 40 mpg on the highway. This really is a fuel sipper when you get it out on the road. Closing the hood, you can really appreciate Kia's corporate styling up front here. As you would expect on a sub $18,000 car, you really don't get many luxuries up front. You get just normal incandescent headlights and turn signals, no LEDs up here, but you do get Kia's new refreshed logo for 2022 and a version of their Tiger Nose grille. I will note that right here, you actually do get a functional air curtain to help airflow get around the front of this vehicle, helping contribute to that over 40 mpg on the highway. Moving to the side profile of this small four-door sedan, again, no frills here on a vehicle that costs less than $18,000. You get 15-inch steel wheels with, yes, plastic hubcaps. Yes, 15-inch wheels. I haven't seen these since I was in high school, but you can get them here on a base Kia Rio LX. If you upgrade to the top trim, which still comes in less than $20,000, you do get actual wheels. But again, you get what you pay for here with the Kia Rio LX. Moving to the very back, you get a rather good size trunk for this small sedan, which I've got my backpack in here for a little bit of size and scale comparison here, but plenty of room to pack luggage for a family of four, which is what you'd really be taking in this small sedan. The hinges here do come into the cargo compartment when you close it, and there is no remote release back here on the back of the trunk, and this model doesn't even get a key fob, so if you want to open the trunk, you have to go and open the driver's door. Speaking of getting in that driver's door, very easy ingress and egress here in the Kia Rio. The release for the trunk and the fuel door are actually down here. Here's that base model key. Again, no key fob, no buttons, very simplistic and not much to it. You actually do have to put it here in the steering column to crank it. And again, no frills in here to speak of, with one major exception. You actually get wireless Apple CarPlay on this 8-inch color touchscreen in here. Wireless Apple CarPlay in a Kia product that costs under $20,000. Some top trims do not even get wireless CarPlay. And it's very interesting that they included that here in this Kia Rio. Very simplistic design in here, not a lot going on, but you do get various different textures, and it breaks up the sea of black in here very nicely. Single zone automatic climate control, very nice here. USB port, 12-volt outlet here. Your Prindle for accessing that intelligent variable transmission. There is a sport button here, but I don't anticipate you doing too much sporty driving. Speaking of sporty driving, this is something that many people wish were in more sports cars. An actual manual handbrake here that is actually very easy to use and not much travel on that one. Interestingly enough, there is no place for my elbow here. I have come flying in here a few times looking for an armrest, but there isn't one. Nothing on the seat, nothing here. Speaking of the seats, they are cloth. They are a little scratchy, but they're actually quite comfortable, and I think they would repel dirt very nicely. But this is a small sedan. Let's see what that back seat is like for me at 5'10". sitting behind myself. All right, getting in to the smallest Kia, right behind myself at 5'10". Plenty of room. Nothing really to complain about, but you can see this passenger seat is much further back, and there really isn't any room there for the passenger. But all told, very comfortable. No map pocket here on the driver's side, but you do get a map pocket here on the passenger side. The center seat is cramped. There's no place for my feet, and there is not a completely flat load floor, and it is much harder here in the middle than it is on either side. And to note, there is no fold down center armrest, but Kia does put cup holders here in the door just for a little bit of convenience there. And I am a dad, and I will note that the lower anchor points for child seats are marked with the little buttons on the seat, but are wedged in between the lower seat and the upper seat back. Our gearheads getting in the 2022 Kia Rio and setting off. Very simple. Everything's where you would expect it, which in this vehicle, even if it's not, you can reach it very easily. It is a compact vehicle, but that's not a bad thing at an $18,000 price point. This CVT, or Intelligent Variable Transmission, as Kia calls it, is not the worst. It really helps contribute to that 36 combined MPG number, 41 on the highway. So overall, not that bad. I did mention that there is a sport button here, and it does change the throttle response just a little bit. I've got it in sport now. Let's see. Holds those RPMs a little bit. And that's really what you get out of sport mode. Really helps keep you in the power band a little bit more and get the most out of those 120 ponies under the hood up front. And that's really what's surprising to me. I drive a 10-year-old car with a 1.4 liter turbocharged 4 and a 6-speed manual that gets about the same fuel economy as this. And it's a slightly bigger car, but still 10 years later, being able to do the same fuel economy with a larger naturally aspirated engine is actually quite impressive. This really is going to be a great starter car for somebody, or a great commuter car if you just don't want to spend all that much money on gas or on a vehicle that you're just going to be putting miles on. And you can put a lot of miles on this because Kia does have one of the best warranties in the business. And it's not like you're completely sparse in here. I did mention that 8-inch color touchscreen up here with wireless Apple CarPlay, which is really surprising at this price point. And given what Kia does with their top trims, kind of surprising within the Kia lineup as well. I don't understand why the most luxurious Kias don't get wireless Apple CarPlay. You have to stick to plugging it in through USB. The steering wheel, not leather wrapped, which, you know, I've gotten over that. Sure, it is nicer, but again, you get what you pay for here in this Kia Rio, and it's nice. It allows you to see your analog gauges very well, and you do get steering wheel mounted controls here for your radio, your chip computer, stuff like that. Things I used to think were a luxury way back in the day before I started driving, now standard here on this 2022 Kia Rio that really is a budget vehicle in all the right ways, because you get it out on the road and it doesn't feel that budget in here. Yeah, the road noise is louder than some other vehicles. They skimped on some sound deadening. Sure, you're riding on 15-inch wheels and tires, but it is not a econo box that just kind of jiggles down the road and beats you up. It's a fairly compliant ride for a small, cheap vehicle. And then lastly, I want to talk about some other surprises that I did find in this vehicle outside of the wireless Apple CarPlay. The rear view camera on here actually gives you dynamic turn lines, so yet another nice little feature here on the Kia Rio LX. While rear cameras are now standard since the 2014 model year, having one with dynamic turn lines is a really nice touch. you do get a fairly large sun visor and sun visor mirrors up here. And then when you move them to the side, they actually do go forward and back. So nice little touch there, and you get a ceiling mounted light here to help you see your reflection at night. Very nice. You do get a digital thermometer up front, which lets me know that before noon here in July in East Texas, it is 93 degrees. The trip computer in here is very quick and easy to use, gives you all the basic information of what you would need. All around, just the essentials for what you would need here in a budget car, with a few little niceties added in. Yes, all Kias get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, power door locks, and power windows, which is really nice even here at the entry point into the brand. I do want to say a huge thank you to my friends over at Pelche Kia here in Tyler, Texas. If you are looking for a new or used vehicle, be sure and check them out. I will put a link down to their website in the description below. If you liked this review and want to see more from us, be sure and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you're notified every time we post a new video. And if you want to see what we were driving before it is here on YouTube, go find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all at GT Garage Talk. You can find our award-winning podcast at gtgaragetalk.com or on your favorite podcast platform. That about does it for my time here. Let's go to final thoughts. All right, gearheads, for under $18,000, what you see is what you get here with the Kia Rio. It's a good vehicle with an exceptional warranty, the best in the business, really. And with power door locks, power windows, and wireless Apple CarPlay on the inside, you actually don't really skimp on all that many features. With 41 mpg on the highway, it's a fuel sipper too. So overall cost of ownership on this vehicle is going to be very low, while fuel prices are still high and new car prices seem to be creeping into the stratosphere. This sub $18,000 Kia Rio may be for you. .6 liter. It's hot, y'all. And closing the hood, you can appreciate too much noise. Why is everybody so loud on this road? If you upgrade to the, oh my gosh, why are y'all so loud? Mustangs.